Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka spaghettymodels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, accumulation. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right. What's up? Good morning, world. Good morning, world. Since we have more than just America, we have the world watching. What was that song at Disney World everybody you would listen to all the time? It's a small world after all. All right, now everybody's going to be in your head all day long. It's a small world after all. Oh, God. You would stand in line for 2 hours to go on a 5-minute ride. Never again. Probably for me, the worst part of being for me a parent was, for me, because I know it was going to make somebody mad, was going to Disney. I'm sorry. I like Disney. But I did not like the lines. And, man, I hate lines. We loved SeaWorld because everything was shows. But the lines, oh, I don't miss those at all. And I don't miss them. I don't miss the lines. This little guy was extremely needy today, so we're going to give him the love. I don't know what's going on with Hunter, but he's turned into a daddy's boy all of a sudden. He's been putting he puts his paws up on me. He's like, Daddy, pick me up. So everybody say hello to Hunter. It's Friday. It's a small world after all. It is. Well, hope you're doing well. This is our Daily Brew. We're going to talk weather. Got some weather to talk about. We do. We got the weekend coming up. Oh, God, Derek says, yeah, we get stuck on that ride. That would be like, they'd have to pay for therapy for me after 20 hours or 20 minutes of that song. Wake up. Good morning, everybody. I see a bunch of lows. And we're going to talk tropics. Peak season, 4 days away. Can you believe it? Can you believe? And I am okay. I love talking weather, if there's storms or not. I get a chuckle out of the comments. But, hey, there's always going to be weather. And Shelly will tell you, we go live all winter long, all storm season long. So I love tracking weather. The hurricanes or not, we're in a record-setting slow stretch right now. Like before I was born, I don't know what it is now. Actually, I think I read that if it goes a couple more days, it might be a 100-year record of this length of no name systems. Right now, we're like 1968 that we haven't had a stretch this long. So man, that's crazy. It's slow. It's slow. It's slow. Well, anyway, our daily brew where we all get together from all around the world. It's a small world. Brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Right there, I got them on the screen. They have been supporters of ours for over 5 years now, and it is Friday in Florida, so that means head to your ABC, show them some love, thank them for supporting us here at Mike's River page. What the heck is that? Posted that last night. That was shrimp. Strategically laid out as the 5 yellow spots on the NHC map. That was what we were showing last night, in case you're wondering. Yes, Julian. Nothing but the best from TBBC. So anyway, we're going to talk about rain. Yep, Joshua. Got a sneaky little cold front that's stalled out. We're going to get into all that. Diane, they were 8. Yes, they were Cat 5 shrimp. I did eat them all off the table. I'm a rebel. I drink from the water hose still just to make people mad and around me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go out and drink some water out of my water hose. I do. Good. Hey, what's up, my man Austin? I just looked down and there you were, man. What's up, Lacey from Fort Myers? Good morning, Miss Ruby from Southeast Texas. Katie, I know my history with shrimp. There's only 4 spots now, Diane. That was last night. We had 5 spots. Now there's 4 spots. We're dropping them. 20% is the most. We're going to talk about it, Hunter, I promise. He's like, hurry up with the tropics, Dad. Randall's got it best. Cold beer and spicy shrimp. I love my shrimp. We've had a lot of shrimp stories. Oh, let's do a few more hellos and we'll get right into the weather. Where's everybody watching from? We got anybody from Belize? We got anybody from the Virgin Islands? We got anybody from Bermuda? John's going to Universal, Panama City Beach. We love Panama City Beach, even though the local Mets up there don't love me. Which I don't even know. I don't know any of them. I just know they don't love me. What? Oh, anyway, Peggy Miller from the Villages. Oh, no, man. I heard stories about that Villages up there. Port Charlotte, what's up, Tammy? Port Charlotte started it all for me. Charlie came right at you. Going to Bermuda on a cruise, Karen? Lucky you. Man, I never got to go. Kim, you're a native Pinellas. That's awesome. Pinellas County, my home. We will likely live here until we die. Yeah, Pam, he's actually not bad. Pam, that dog, now he's down here. He's not doing it now. He purrs like a kitten. See, listen, you don't hear him right now. Listen. See? Now, when I get him and pet him, watch. He loves this. Watch. He'll start purring. Listen. Oh, you good boy. Then you talk to him. You're such a good boy. Oh, you good boy. You good boy, Hunter. You good boy. You good boy. He's part cat. Bradenton, what's up, Rick from Lego Okeechobee? That's a fascinating story with Lake Okeechobee. Oh, we got so many people. Tyler, what's up, buddy, over there in Sanibel? What's up, Shauna from Texas? We got a lot of MWPs in Texas. Pretty crazy. Well, anyway, what the heck's going on? Season is slow. Yes, it is. All the experts are on X trying to figure it out. I stay out of it because I'm not into that realm of science, because they're all trying to figure out how all these forecasts could be wrong. So, but I'll let them hash it out, and we're going to talk about what's happening now and what could happen. And that's it. That's all we've ever done. That's all I'm ever going to do. We're not going to speculate. You know, I love to show things when there's possibilities, and I think that's why some folks don't get us. But anyway, there's our page. By the way, you know, it's so funny. When I meet people on social media, they don't even know I have a web page. They're like, what do you mean Mike's Weather Page? They just think I'm an app. I got a website, mikesweatherpage.com, spaghettimodels.com. Most of the folks in the industry uses the site because I try to link all the best stuff. Of course, tropical tidbits right here. We're going to get into all that good stuff and weather nerds and all that. But there's your site, man. I got everything on there. Anything you could possibly want in the weather world right there. All right, what's coming up? Let's close out my shrimp picture. Let's talk about this real quick. This is a cold front. This is all my Texas MWPs. What's up, Brandy? Good morning, Ms. Mary Carol. Tammy, good morning. I hope I get to say hi to everybody. We got a cold front coming this weekend. We got folks in Texas. This is a dry air. It's going to be feeling like fall. Yeah. And I'm talking about, like, for a lot of folks. Fall will be in the air for most everybody except the Florida Peninsula. We're always late to the game. But this is kind of putting in perspective what the heck we're talking about, okay? There's a lot of stuff going down here in the lower Gulf on Sunday. We're going to talk about this possibility. This ended up pulling to the north eventually. A lot of juice, upper Gulf, a lot of rains to come. That flow pattern through the Florida Peninsula is still there. A lot of juice here, but Sunday, Texas at least is starting to get away from all that as we got a cold front coming down. And this picture I posted earlier today, this is a departure from normal, which is kind of showing you basically Sunday and Monday. Negative 10 means not negative 10 degrees, but if it's normally a low of 70 in the morning, it's going to be 60. So it's basically showing you everybody in the blue and green are pretty much well below normal Sunday and Monday. That's when the cold front comes. So that's what's coming. What else is coming? Rain. We're going to talk about the tropics here in a second, but this is your 7-day rain map through next week. Incredible, right? That pretty much shows you our lingering frontal line that's going to be draped around. Now, remember, a lot of these rains aren't every day. It's just an accumulation of rain. Kind of basically shows you all the areas that we could be looking at for the next week. But a lot of heavy rain in the upper Gulf. Florida rains continue building in the middle of the state. East Coast now back in the action again as we get more of a flow back your way with the winds. Little less along the coastal areas yesterday and probably be the same today. Little less on the coastal, west coast area. Most of that rain might be shoveling in to the state. Panhandle, all this is heading your way. Upper Gulf Coast, this is, some pretty hefty numbers. Isolated flooding is going to happen for somebody. And I'm going to show you why. But here's your daily rainfall flood map for today. Red is very noteworthy, right? Red could be some pretty rough flooding there across lower Louisiana there. So that's today. Yellow could be flooding too, and that includes a large part of the Panhandle today. This is rainfall from Friday into tomorrow morning. We still have that marginal risk across Florida. That means isolated pop-ups. The color basically just shows you the percentages of people that could be affected. So the chances is still in the green. It's just not as widespread. Like 5% of y'all in that green area might get some pretty big flooding. But as we get the colors more isolated, it's more of a higher chance of some flooding. So that's pretty big. You know, it's today. Tomorrow, Saturday, got a little spot in yellow across the Florida Panhandle. Right there, Tyler. Are you watching? And that includes Panama City. So those rains are going to be pumping in and out of the Gulf of Mexico again tomorrow. A little less for the lower half of Florida. And then we get into Sunday, and there's still some rains. Notice Texas now starting to show up again after that front clears out. Here is Monday. So a little break for Texas, and then it starts to come back as whatever's brewing in the Gulf might be making its way back upwards towards the middle part of next week. And we're starting to see signs of that here on that. I want to look at this so I don't forget. Here's current radar, by the way. Just a lot of juice out there. I didn't have this up, but you can see it. We've been talking about this little bit of spin. We get these little mini vorticity spins out of these frontal areas, and we're going to have that today. This is Invest 90 to the south. This is separate from Invest 90. This is part of that front. So we're going to see a bunch of storms pushing that way throughout the day, and we already got some marine warnings up in the orange. So, yeah, look at that. We've got a big line currently getting ready to hit the Panama area there, Tyler, if you're watching. So that's happening right now. But I want to look at surface charts to see if officially they're starting to show our low. There's our low. So there's our low on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is kind of what we're going to be talking about, is that low. It's going to back up and come back up again midweek. So that's kind of on. I just wanted to see if it was on the surface charts, which it is. All right. What else I got open here? So there's enough of that. All right, there's what we're looking at. This is the Western Gulf. This is Invest 90. Okay, what the heck? Why do they call it an Invest? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. Keisha from Jamaica. What's up, Keisha? Good to see you down there. Ruby, yep, little dry out, then it's coming back for round 2. Morning from Palm Coast, Paul. A lot of yellow. There you go, E Jazzle. Yeah, the website's been around since 04. The Montine, is that how I say your name right? Montine. She says, or he, Montine. Tell me how to say. What? Tell me. Who are you? The season is snoring like Hunter. Sometimes I don't know if YouTube. There you go, Montine. There you go. Hey, I said it right. You're watching. Just see if you're watching. Steenhatchee, Cassidy. Now that'd be a cool place to go tonight, this weekend. We're trying to think of something fun to do. Hell, maybe we'll just do that. Yeah, go head up to Steenhatchee to go to Roy's. Mark, I'd love to answer your question about this hurricane season. I'm more concerned about the models being so wrong this last month. So not only have the official forecast been wrong from about 15 to 20 different forecasting companies, but the models are wrong. So if they don't know and models don't know, I'd be throwing out pin the tail on the game there, you know. I still look at history's years have had a lot of systems September and October and November. So I can't see how we're not going to see something popping with these water temperatures. I just can't see it. So we're just in that lull. Ian had a 60-day lull. You know, everybody thought the season was over. Then we had this storm called Fiona, which was bad for Nova Scotia. And then we had Ian and Nicole. So these little lulls seem like they happen, but then they come back strong. So just kind of one of them things. So this is the Gulf, Invest 90. This is that juice. So we got two things going on right here. We got a little bit of low level spin, and we got upper level winds pushing all this juice up towards the upper Gulf. This is what it looks like right now. So a lot of messy stuff happening right now. Visible satellite. Let me do a refresh here. We still got some nighttime imagery. So you got some big clusters of thunderstorms. Nothing. You can see faint low level spin down here. There's a lot of wind shear. If you focus right there, you can see where the spin's at. Another good site for seeing low-level spin is this one up here called cyclonic weather. cyclonic weather here, and we can go to satellite and look at the red-green version of Invest 90 right here, visible, and go to red, green, blue, visible. And this one really should show that. Let me stop it at the last second here. We got daylight. Boom. Well, we got too much dark. But anyway, right there's your lower level swirl. You can see it right there. Once we get some more daylight, you really see it. But the lower level swirl right there. And you can always verify the swirl by going to Windy. It's their Knoll School site, and look at surface level lows. This is tied to an old frontal line, so it's kind of what you see with the ITZZ top. But there's your basic spin with the frontal line attached to it. So that's why it's an invest. And the NHC's only got it at 10% chance right now. So we're going to talk about that. Here's the latest spaghetti models. These are on Tropical Tidbits. Actually, we should have a 12Z that just came out. There they are. There's your 12Z. Puts it in great perspective right here. This is exactly what we're going to show. So even all that juice is heading up to the upper Gulf Coast, the core of the system is going to drift south. It's really odd, right? Lower level winds are going to help push this thing to the south. It's going to stall in the BOC, Bay of Campeche, several days from now. This is 72 hours. It's 3 days from now, 2 days from now. So this thing's going to sit down here for a couple days, and it's going to have a tropical wave approach it. So this has been on tap now for a week plus. This tropical wave that originally would look like it was going to develop in the middle Caribbean is weaker west. It's going to merge with this thing, and then who knows what's going to happen. Some of the models are showing development. NHC is not right now. Maybe because it'll become a new entity. I don't know. I don't think the models even know, because you're going to have Invest 90 combining with a tropical wave. But the models generally are showing this, a turn back up eventually. And your TVC inline is your consensus model, and it's showing a curve back up. 120 hours. If you look at 120 here, these are 120 hours from right now. That's 5 days from right now. So this thing's going to go down here, come back up. Kind of like me going to Bermuda, getting turned around. And the same theme. None of these are going across Mexico. The steering currents are going to pull it to the north. But it'll have a couple days to linger. This will be the... I never want to hype, but storms in the BOC can be tricky. We watch these in real time. It might not happen this time, but I'll tell you, I've seen them over the years develop in that BOC when they weren't supposed to. So this is really, in my opinion, the only thing we're watching right now is this area in the BOC. So, and the timestamps tell you that right here. So that's it. Looks like it's, Louisiana towards Texas, middle of next week, and it'll either be a rainmaker or more. Modeling here suggests that pretty much tropical storm is very possible in the next, 5 days. So, we'll see. A lot of this is land interaction. One model going upwards, but, if you're worried about, hurricane, none of these are saying that yet. We do have another system I want to talk about. Then we're going to show you the actual NHC map. This is Invest 99. This is basically going to Nova Scotia. They lowered the chances to 20%. Might be a big sloppy nor'easter style low pressure for that area. It's going to be moving super duper fast. So this is a couple days from now. This will be over the weekend. It'll start approaching. There you go. Intensity on these about the same. A couple of them, none of them are showing a hurricane. It's odd that it's initializing with wind speed now, tropical storm force winds, but it's not classified a tropical storm because it doesn't have the convection around the center. So even though it has tropical storm force winds, it doesn't have the definitions of a tropical system, which would need convection or some sort of convection, some sort of center, and there you go. So it's not anything but an invest at 20%. And here's the big map. I probably should have showed this first. Oh, thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. It is all about you and helping with weather. Heidi Moore, thank you for that. Hope you like the Carolina. I'm so excited about Halloween, though. Let me tell you, Oh, I just love it. I love going out there and see, I'm a weird decorator. I do things in stages. I love like putting one or two things out at a time, come back in, post about weather, go back out. It's about a 3, 4, 5, 6 day project for me, but I'm looking forward to it. I do lights, I do smoke machines, lasers. Matt Devitt, he's my man, Tammy. I love Matt. I love all the crew down at Wink News. It's funny to me how there's so many Florida Mets that I've become personal friends. I have Matt's phone number on my phone, Delgados. I got Dennis. I got Deskins. I've met Mike Clay and Brian McClure. I'm slowly getting to know Jeff at Channel 8, friends with Eric Burris, but then I get these out-of-town Mets that bash me. They don't even know me, and I don't even know them. I've never bashed anybody online ever, especially a meteorologist. So why would, I don't understand why they would do that. Because my local Mets are awesome. They could be the opposite. But they're not. So I respect them so much for putting up with me. My boy Dennis last night texted me. He says, "Yep, GFS is back to its own shenanigans." All right. So we had an X yesterday here, and there are some ensembles still showing a weak low going this direction. This one, I don't know. Who knows? This is, 20%, 20%, 10%. It don't even add up to 100. We got, let's see, 10 plus 20 is 30 plus 20. Let me get my calculator out here. Hold on. No, I'm joking with you. So we have 70%. If you add up all these chances, we're at 70%. Oh, somebody's going to say I'm hyping. 50%. So that's it. I'm not, so go enjoy the weekend. Nothing's expected to develop. Here is ensembles. I want to show you these in a little bit. I post these a lot. These are from Weather Nerds. When I say there's a timestamp, this is basically where the L is where that moment of time is when I say. So this was Wednesday, and it says it right here, Wednesday 12Z. That's Wednesday AM. So when you see Wednesday 12Z, that's the timestamp. So Wednesday, and the reason I stopped it at Wednesday 1, it's less than a week out. Models be very untrustworthy this season, so I'm very cautious on models. But it gives you a basic idea where things could be. And the European ensembles are saying that our Invest 90 or whatever the heck's happening down here could still very well be over water Wednesday morning. So this is kind of the point of that. We're going to be watching the Gulf for several days. Anything sneaky that comes out of it. That wave that the NHC is highlighting is somewhere in the middle Atlantic. We're probably going to have one. This is the one that's getting a little bit of hype online, but I'm very cautious because, like I said, that's 10 days out. Models that got me this year more than once, and I'm just, very cautious until we see something actually happening. But there is a new wave coming off Africa, and this is that kind of weird low that could be sneaking in. A couple models are showing development on this one too, but the NAC is not even watching it. So, and here's our Invest 99 heading up to Nova Scotia. That's kind of everything in a nutshell, right? There's nothing showing up to worry about other than rain. Obviously, flooding is big time. Texas is going to get some more again, it looks like, in Louisiana. But as far as, things, that's it. But I am going to talk about this. So this is kind of where we're going to lead into. So you're wondering, why did I put this on there? Well, first off, coffee time. I am a Florida native. Tony, have a good week there from Citrus Park. Such a catchy name, isn't it? 60 Southern Soul. Yeah, I was being funny. Mitzi, hello. Well, thank you. Heading Universal. You're not going to get rained out, Andrew. Florida rains come and go. They rains and it. We had thunder here yesterday in Oldsmar. Luckily, I looked at the weather, kind of knew everything was flowing inland. Big old storm right here. Boom! I heard it. Boom, boom, boom. But it went kind of north and went a little bit more inland. So we were definitely, if we take the boat out, the Gulf, believe it or not, will probably have less action because most of the stuff's brewing inland and kind of moving towards that way. But anyway, Debbie's down at St. Pete. Got a lot of flooding down there. Judy, yep, third native. All of our kids are natives. Just not a lot of parents. Homa. There you go. Sherry pie. Homa. They got bad, right, during Ida. Oh, man. All right. So what does this mean? Well, all right. So here's how, Mike just said he doesn't want to show models, but then he shows models. That's what I do. So I'm like, I'm not going to stop looking at models. I'm just not going to believe them. And so I don't know, but we'll see. This could be the one, Greg. Think of Otis. How got into making live forecasts? Hey, Javier. Well, listen, 2016, we started doing Facebook Lives when they first started doing Facebook. I tried to do it on live stream for a while, but that was really hard. But yeah, and then I got into YouTube a couple years ago. Now we're streaming on X. David Berryhill, what's up, man? We need to meet up and go to Margaritaville again, man. In Gatlinburg. All right, so anyway, still seeing model consistency. So this is what I want to talk about. We're going to talk about this now. This is what could happen next week. So this was Wednesday morning next week, and basically what it's showing you is Euro's not showing anything. The Canadian's really not showing anything. Canadian's been showing this low, eventually go off into Mexico. That, to me, is the outlier when you see majority of models doing a 180 and turning back north. The NOAA models, this is careful because even though it looks maybe scary, you look at the knots up here. But the icon has been consistently showing this is 40 knots, decent. And again, we don't, intensity on some of these models are always wrong, but the idea is pretty consistent here that we got the UK now showing it. This is only a 999 pressure. So again, we could be looking at a name system. If it does tighten up, this is Wednesday. Today's Friday, man. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days, man. So this is a system you just watch and you just kind of watch. The KMA, which is the worst case model, but if we've been tracking this, and the UK and the KMA seem like they're always late to the game, but they've been pretty on this idea now. And it's showing a little stronger system. And the GFS kind of showing it into Texas here is 44 knots on Wednesday morning. So, but there are European ensembles showing it. So, the Euro's main operation isn't showing it. However, there are some ensembles showing it. So there's pretty good confidence in my book that we could see some sort of little low. I got an itchy nose, making its way up. And so let's look at all the possibilities here with the system. So let's go to, like we've always done in the past, let's start out with tropical tidbits, and we'll zoom in here to the Western Atlantic, and we'll take a look. Hey, I want to show you something. I always like to do show and tell. Hey, Montgomery, Greg, let's get into these little guys. Let's package one of these up. Mike's weather page, storm gear. I think you should have a whole product line of storm gear stuff. Why not, man? So this little guy right here is phenomenal. So I went to pick up my truck. I had it stored for a week and a half, and the battery went dead. I went and bought a new battery, an Optima, $400 battery, the yellow ones, but they're the best. So I got a backup battery now at least. This little guy started my dead Silverado. The battery was not cooperating. But these little guys plug into here, and this is enough to start the Storm Chaser. Look how little it is. And you can get these for 40, 50, 60 bucks. They got USB plugs on them. Look at that. It's phenomenal. And there's your little port here. You plug your thing in here. So if you don't have one of these, you got to have one of these. You got to have one because it is the easiest thing to do. There you go. And I do have the weather radio. But dude, think about it. Dude, I just said dude. This little thing plugs in here, look, and then boom. Beep. You can jump start a car. Jump starts a Silverado, man. I've had these forever, by the way. I had a buddy that worked at Snap-on 10, 15 years ago, and they used to sell them. Now you can get them. You got lights on them and all kinds of stuff. But, man, you got to have one of these, man. You got to have one. You never know. And it's the easiest way to jump start a car. If you got a battery you can reach. That's the problem. All right, so here we go. So the GFS, so blue's low pressure. All we're really kind of watching is just what it does. It goes down, festers around Monday, and then it kind of pulls back up, 996, 998, you know. So there's that. You know, it could be named. You know, the latest GFS 6Z, the moisture kind of showing a bubble of moisture coming back up. So our frontal line is still going to be there, which sometimes means we can have some wind shear. But basically, when this thing comes back up, we're going to have a big surge of moisture with it. So Texas, don't let the Sunday, Monday, temporary, beautiful, dry air fool you. You could have a big, heavy rain mess coming back up middle week. This is Wednesday morning, so I'll just show you all the models. That's kind of the themes. I'm not going to show you all the runs of the GFS because it's kind of the same theme here. Icon here is big sloppy low on Sunday. There's that frontal line still hanging out. Usually those frontal line winds push, you know, up. Now the Icon 1002, it's been showing a little stronger system at times. 995, 994, 995. Decent little system, you know. Strong tropical storm. Tuesday. It's been showing a little stronger at times, but this is the most recent, so I'm just going to keep the idea alive here, what we're looking at. The Euro 6Z goes out 90 hours. Here's Sunday. There's our low, and it just kind of keeps it out there spinning. Remember, there's a tropical wave coming across the Yucatan now, and it's going to mingle with this energy. And if we look at the, well, wait a second. And the Euro, so actually it's a little, not much. Well, here's 1004. This is Sunday. And then there's our low. I mean, there's a lot of juice. See, there's a lot. Now, here's the rains on Tuesday up there in Texas. And it doesn't really show development. Kind of does, but here's Wednesday. So the idea is there on the Euro, just not organizing it. But again, a lot of juice going north, spreading up there towards the upper Gulf Coast eastward from our lingering front and whatever's out down here trying to get going. The Canadian, there's our bubble down on Saturday. Our low's trying to get going on the Canadian here, and then it kind of pushes juice here. There's a little low down here, 1005. Actually, it does try to develop on the latest run, but it pushes it into Mexico. But again, moisture up Wednesday. Hoot, hoot. I love going on cruises and seeing people my age dance. I love going on cruises and seeing people with the hush, hush, what do they call that? Party, the where there's no music, and you got these people listening to music, and there's two different songs. Some are singing the green song, some are singing the blue song, and they just all of a sudden they break out the YMCA, and you just see like 50 to 100 people start going, "What?" You know, and it's complete silence. You don't even know where you are. You're like, this, give me another drink. It's fun. People watching. All right, so the Canadian's showing it too. We got something festering in the lower Gulf. Whether or not it does anything, nothing's showing a hurricane right now. That's good news. You know, some were showing hurricane a week ago, but you know, doesn't mean it can't happen. I've seen weird things happen down here in the BOC in the past, so we're not gonna turn our back on it, that's for sure. Now, this is where we start looking at model trends more than anything, because we do have a center now. We do have an invest, so it's, you know. All right, so there's a Canadian, and just for fun, let's look at the Navy model, 1002 millibar. It kind of pulls it up into Texas on Tuesday and Thursday. Not very serious. European AI, we haven't looked at this one yet. Here's Sunday, 1005 millibar. It puts it more in Louisiana, 995. So again, nothing too strong, but it just kind of gives you the idea, hey, we could have something up here middle week approaching the Western Gulf somewhere. And again, there's a lot of moisture. Now, there were some models showing the GFS kind of doing this, keeping a bunch of sloppy rains into Florida even. So looks like there's going to be a lot of rain on tap with this thing regardless. Latest 18Z was kind of the same on the Euro II. So the rain thing is the tricky thing. How much rain we're going to have. I mean, this is accumulated rain through next Friday. You can kind of follow the rain path on the AI. The Euro rains, showing you the rains now, and then we watch this tropical mess go to the north. This is through the week. So you can see all the way Thursday, Friday, we're starting to get more influence northward. The GFS showing heavy rain going north. You can see that this is our developing little guy as it goes, or girl, because I don't know what name's next on the list. Ernesto, so it's probably, oh, it's Francine. The next name on the list replaced Florence. They retired Florence. All right, but anyway, you can get the idea. Now, some of these totals are pretty hefty. We start looking here, and we could have a flooding story again in Texas if that thing, you know, materializes. The latest GFS here showing, let's check out the rainfall. But Greg, if you're watching, hey Lowe's, if you're watching, let's do an exclusive Furman Mike's Weather Page storm gear section. All right, here's your rainfall for the Euro, and we go to GFS. Watch what happens for Texas. Nothing. Oh, there we go. 8 inches, Houston. So, you know, nothing too strong yet, but this is definitely, you know, through the week next week. This is through next Thursday. But look at that, Houston now showing 10 inches or so. So, you know, could be a little something brewing, heading that way. And what's cool about the new Windy, this is windy.com. Check this out. I don't know if it's on the free site or not, but if we do this, we could isolate the days, which is kind of neat. So this would be, let's do a 48-hour window here. So this is about 48 hours right here. This is neat. This is a little slider bar. Remember how excited I got the other day? So this is a 48-hour accumulation. Let's do 24-hour accumulation. So we can have, you know, significant rains for somebody. Remember, this all depends on rain training and stuff, but you know, we have 10 inches Lake Jackson. This is a 24-hour, or this is 18 hours, but or 36 hours. No, 24. What's 24 plus 12? 42. But anyway, look at that, 8 inches. So anyway, it could get, this is one model. It's a GFS. The Euro's not showing it yet, but you get the idea. Icon, does it go out that far? Yeah, see the icon's showing heavy rain just off to the east a little bit. So the idea is the same. It's sloppy, but could be some big rains. So this is, you know, depending on what happens, where it goes, you know, but just, you know, okay, what other models can we look at? Let's look at some, let's look at the KMA, and then we'll look at the ensembles here as we do, kind of show all the possibilities. All right, so look at the UK. I was always kind of intrigued with the UK. And we didn't have a seed. There's a big thing about having a seed, meaning spin. This system never had any spin. Now it does, so it's a little different. We actually got some sort of a center now. Here's the 850 winds. Obviously, that looks scarier than what it is, but this is the UK. This is a little higher than surface level winds. It's just showing you some sort of organization going northward through the week. We can look at things like, I don't know if we got 10-meter winds or not on the UK. We got pressure. Let's see what the low pressure is. 997, 998. So it could be a tropical storm. The rains, 6-hour rains, kind of showing you how the rains would come up. So it could be a big surge of rains in a 6-hour window. Here, this would be Wednesday into Thursday. So again, depending on if anything were to develop weak or not, depending on where this sets up, you kind of see the pattern here, right? Somebody around here is going to get a lot of rain. Let's look at the KMA model, and it's showing a little more dramatic. But basically, wind-wise, I think we got 10-meter winds on this one. It's showing that. The KMA and the UK are very similar, but that's a little more stronger system. This is, almost borderline hurricane, but it gives you the same idea. Timing about the same. Here's Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. So, yeah, I mean, that's, those are the extremes. Again, the GFS is a little more towards Texas, a little more weaker. There's the center of the GFS, very weak on the coastline. Last night, 00Z, about the same. So, just see how it gets along the coast here. Steering currents, obviously pushing that direction. High pressure locked in over Florida. Pushing things kind of back that way. There. Model lab. Let's look at worst case scenarios with the models. So let's start out with the Euro ensembles, and we'll zoom into the Gulf of Mexico. Listen, it's the only thing I'm really going to talk about. The only thing really showing up. All right, real quick. I lied. Let's look at one thing. Just kind of show you this little other area that's not even on the NHC map. This is kind of what's been showing up, and it's not really even there hardly. I mean, that's a GFS, but that little spot that was highlighted by the NHC was showing up pretty close to Florida and Bahamas, somewhere right here. This is next Wednesday. So really, that's really the only game in town. I ain't going past this right now. Just trust me. What we've seen with models this year, I'm not going to do it. But I do want to look at ensembles, and let's look at some of these guys. I don't know what would be easier to look at. Probably these little guys. Disc, lows, I don't really know. Spaghettios. So these are basically all the ensembles showing ideas. And what we're seeing is pretty much the same. Sloppy. Nothing showing up too strong. A couple 980s. There's a 987 and a 989. But nothing too awfully strong. There's our two areas. I mean, there's our Invest 90. There's our tropical wave on Sunday. I think they end up merging somehow. But yeah, I mean, 986, 985. I mean, that's sneaky. 989. There's 50 members, so it ain't like a lot of them, but that idea is still kind of there that we could still see a couple strong ones pulling up. So the idea is there. I mean, it's all about what could happen. And the idea, and that's the current, Euro, couple ensembles, not a lot, showing that. 12Z yesterday. Didn't show as many. So there's maybe a little bit more support now than there was yesterday. Maybe. Yeah, there is a little more support. A little more support today. We can see something brewing next week than there was in yesterday's run. So the GFS ensembles here, same thing we can look at. Kind of like looking at all these little guys. Basically, a little more coastal hugger. Couple strong ones, 87, 99. Not a lot, but still, the idea. But, yeah, it's only 10% officially from the NHC, so maybe it's actually 30, because if you got the Invest 90 at 10%, you got the Tropical Wave at 20. Maybe it's technically 30%. And you know what? That'd still be yellow. Let's look at the global blend here across the tropics for everything else, just for fun. Well, we got a lot of signature on tropical storm. We didn't have that much yesterday. All right, let's see down the road. This is tropical storm percentages. Maybe that wave coming off Africa. This is the 16th, 10 days from now. Do we trust the models? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's see what else we can look at here. That's a good one, but it's, man, they always cut out on the visible. I don't understand it. Let's take a look at Weather Nerds, and I want to say hello more here. Let's zoom in on the Invest 90. I keep getting ads for Cleveland. I don't know why. I don't want to go to Cleveland, but I keep getting ads saying I do. What is it about Cleveland that Google thinks I need to go to Cleveland? I don't know. There's our low. You can see it starting to spin right there. Let's super duper zoom it, and then we'll do that right there. There we go. We'll just leave it right there for now. So what do y'all think? Rain totals are very wet. Crystal Beach. Michael Sumner, good morning. Brian Davis, Sunrise Fire, good to see you, buddy. Lots of rain at the Cape. It's very moist today. Rain chances today are about the same as they were yesterday across the south. Remember, we were looking for the PWatt thing. Now I know exactly where it's at because I made fun of myself yesterday. But your PWatt value is in the twos, very thick. If you kind of look at the PWatt value there, and if you look at the flood map here, it kind of goes hand in hand. PWatt's the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. There's your green, yellow, red. And if you look at the green there, the PWatt's almost the same. There's Florida. I know it's hard to see, but there's your PWatt line basically there. Well, maybe Miami North, but basically 2 inches is the number that you look for as heavy rain totals. That's how they measure the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. So you got the highest concentration here, 2.6. It's a lot, 2.5. So a lot of rain coming upwards toward the upper Gulf Coast and Florida right there. I showed daily rains, I think. Let's look at daily rain totals. Here's your daily rain totals. Kind of give you that idea too. Day 1 here, a lot of rain. Day 2 tomorrow, hanging on the coast there. Notice Florida, there's less green on the west side, a little more on the east side. That's because storms are going to develop and kind of push that direction with the wind flow that we got going on. Here's Sunday rains. So the Panhandle of Florida's kind of got it all 3 days. And then here's what's starting to brew back up. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's crazy, right? Look at that. Just kind of lingering front, and then everything. There's your 2-day rain totals, 3-day rain totals, 5-day rain totals, 7-day rain totals. HRRRRRRR. It's the SEAL model. I miss the SEALs. I miss Clyde and Seymour. I want to go see Clyde and Seymour. Just give everybody an idea of rain today, what it might look like on radar. This actually goes out 48 hours, so. See the push? So everything's kind of pushing with that frontal line. Push, push. And as the storms cluster across the warmer part of Florida there, they brew upwards and you get bigger storms off to the east coast. It looks like later today we could have some big ones over there. See, this is later today. You can see the storms popping here, moving off to the east. Got some rains for South Carolina from this whole mess too. Look at that. Carolina's getting in on the fun. Little break on Sunday. Luckily, Sunday we got that big cold front coming down. Here's your simulated. There's your front line coming in. It's a battle on Saturday and Sunday. There's your front coming in. There's our leftover front just hanging out Sunday, but there's your dry air. Temperatures for the HR minimum temperatures. All right, minimum temps on Sunday. Doesn't go out far enough. Starting to see those 60s and 50s inch in there for Sunday morning and Monday mornings. But, you know, look at that, man. 30s in the mountains. 40s up in Ohio, Elaine. 50s in northern Georgia. Man, it won't be long, man. We'll be talking snow, chasing snow. But that's it. I'm going to make it 3 more minutes. We do our traditional hour. Robert's got some sweat. Jason, they might be underestimating 90. Yeah, you know, very cautious in my wording, but man, the BOC has definitely been sneaky in the past. Okay, we'll just put it to you that way. That frontal line usually induces a lot of wind shear, though. Wind shear is so hard to predict. I mean, it's lowering in the Gulf right now, apparently. Doesn't have a lot of wind. I mean, wind shear maps are just, there's your vorticity map. Strong signature of an elongated low, but that's basically where they're marking our invest. See, we can have an invest, it's only 10% chance, but 500's got a little bit off the coast of Florida. Long range looking. With wind shear at least. Oh, we'll look at 200 first. Oh, let's see here. A little pocket of wind shear. It kind of rolls around. I mean, it could develop underneath this. This is Wednesday next week. Be wind shear to the north. If we have something trying to develop on Wednesday, you know, you got a lot of wind shear here. That's kind of what's going to be pushing moisture off, a little bit off, but you know, Euro's showing a little breaker, a little more set up here Tuesday, Wednesday. Not the worst environment I've seen. Seen worse. Pretty bad right now, though. It's going to get a little better. Better meaning maybe a little more environmentally friendly atmosphere, maybe. I don't know. Just watching real time. How about that? But the NAC is not very confident. 10%, 20%. 10%, 20%. Everybody, 10 plus 20 is 15. Jake, you like the storm gear idea? I would love it, man. I think it would really be good. I really do. Especially everybody gets ready for hurricane season. Jamie, yeah, it pretty much means it's going to end up being influenced by the steering currents and push it back that way, basically. So it's going to bump the front back up. You're right. So your cool down in Texas is going to be like a light switch, man. It's only going to last like a day, and then you're going to be right back smack dab with tropical moisture Tuesday, Wednesday. Thank you, Mr. Jake. Chris wants to know if quiet stretch can last forever. Well, you know what? Who the hell knows? I know one thing. Check out this year. Look at this one. Check back. 1983 was a La Nina year. I know the water temperatures probably weren't as hot, but it was La Nina. Look at 1983. We're already beating 1983. 4 storms in 83. One was a major storm in Texas. We had a hurricane in South Texas. Barry. But that was it, man. We had 4 storms. It does happen. Will it happen again? I don't know. Jason, it will be a little more favorable. Yep. Well, you figure the 7-day odds. We're talking about landfall maybe next Wednesday, Thursday, and today's Friday. So I'm really surprised. Our chances are 10 and 20, honestly, showing. And remember, I got in trouble with this one before, but the NHC chances are only for a tropical depression or more. So you have 5 out of 6. You got 4 out of 6 models showing possibility. You would think that'd be a little more than 10 and 20%, but you don't. Doesn't really, let's see what this one shows here. So here's GFS in UK showing development, 44% chance. That's orange, but different parameters than what the NHC uses. This was showing a little higher yesterday. I just don't think anybody knows right now. Trust the models, but they're wrong. So anyway, you go to the site. I got live radar. This is the number one thing to watch right here. We'll keep an eye on it as it drifts south, and that would be a couple days to fester. So it's going to break away and become free of that frontal line and head southbound. Waters are still plenty hot. Very, very hot. Here's Invest 99, by the way. Very sheared system. That's why it's not classified. There's no convection wrapped around the center right now. It just looks like a baroclonic frontal line. Baroclonic. I don't even know how I said it right up there. I always mess it up. I don't care. That's it, man. Well, what do you think about that? There you go. Oh, so that's it. We've been an hour. Hello from Mobile. That's it. All right. Well, that was a good little weather update, right? I know Shelly shared it a couple times. Today's Friday. Today's a good day to call Kim. Right here. Boom. Join our cruise, our 4th annual June cruise this year. We are not on spring break. We went the first week of June. We're celebrating summer finally because we've been in March and it's been chilly once or twice. So we're going to be in June. 269 days. We have a lot of special private events. We give away a bunch of swag. We have a lot of fun. So you can email Kim for a quote, and she'll call you. 23 bars. There's more places to drink than eat on the Utopia. The Utopia is a brand new ship. There's 21 dining venues, and there's 23 bars. Okay, so there's more bars than places to eat. 5 pools, though. 8 hot tubs. Oh my God. But anyway, we have a great time. I know we always end up meeting so many people that didn't even know we had our cruise. They're like, we should have joined you. I'm like, you should have joined us. Last time we had more people on the cruise that weren't with us that were fans than our actual group. And our group rate's usually a lot better than what everybody else has. So anyway, big ship. I'm gonna have a hard time finding my room. Julie always puts a bunch of magnets on the door so I can find it. We should probably just bring a Sharpie and put everybody's cab number on your forehead so you can remember your way back. All right, we got anybody first time chatters? I want to play with my cowbell. Teresa, what's up, Miss Teresa? Yeah, you're a big long time cruiser with us. How about that? Good to see you on there. I need a first timer so I can ring my cowbell and then we'll say goodbye. Or you can lie. Lie. Little Morgan Wallen. I got all my damn car insurance things in the mail today. You always know it's birthday season when you get a plethora of sales tax or tag things in the mail. Trailers and cars and boats. And hey, Corey. All right, we'll give it to Corey. Corey over on YouTube. Oh, hey, Burma, first time. Oh, I love it. I'm glad you joined us. We're a good family-friendly, fun group. So, yeah. And we usually don't go on the weekends. There's nothing brewing. We would be on the weekends if there was something brewing. So, if things change, then we possibly could be maybe, but there's nothing changing right now. So, we'll be back live Monday. John's going on our cruise. John Davies. Awesome, man. You have a good time, man. It is 100% family friendly. Yes, Michael Steven. Oh, my God, yeah. Sarah comes. Emily comes. It's 100% family friendly. So, we'll be live on Monday. So, St. Padre, what's up, Sheila? Been there before. That's where I flew into to chase Harold last year. Tropical storm. That's how bored I was last year. Might be flying up there again. Maybe I should look at flights right now. I don't know where, though. Oh, God, where would I go? Houston. Then I can go anywhere. I guess I should probably look for Tuesday afternoon flights. Because you know me, I like the storm. Now I got my damn Starlink ready to go. I can do it. So, all right, we'll see y'all Monday, 100%, 9:19 Eastern. Okay, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. All right.